So after making this video, I felt it was not really clear for some people. Some people didn't really understand what I was actually saying in the video. So I actually decided to make another video, and I had to use my notes this time around so I can just keep myself organized and I will not beat around the bush. Okay. So let's just go straight to the point. Okay. So the problems that actually affect our daily lives politically as are very simple problems we create for ourselves. Do we understand? So I'll actually start by listing the problems, but I want to make reference to this lady that actually asked that question. It seems she's not clear. So I'll actually state out the problems. I just have to state five problems that will be very clear and straight, very simple, so we understand what I am saying. Okay, let's look at the price of fuel and transportation now. This is number one problem. Do you understand? It is a problem. Fuel and transportation, the cost of transport and fuel in this country. The removal of fuel subsidy alone in this country is a problem. It is not really a problem to the government, but to the average Nigerian person, removal of fuel subsidy is a problem. Sorry, this video is actually related to Nigerian terms now, because I was not actually making videos in reference to any country directly, but it's because I want to use Nigeria as an example now so that we will understand. Okay, so I'm using Nigeria as an example so that you can understand better. So you see, removal of fuel subsidy is a problem that affects our lives daily politically. That's why we say politics affect our lives daily. Do you understand? So removal of subsidy is a problem. And the corruption makes the fuel to go high. Once fuel is expensive, once the cost of fuel is high, you find out that transportation gets very difficult. Food you eat becomes a problem. For you to pay for your school fees if you're a student is a problem. For you to feed your family is a problem. Do you understand? So that is one problem that affects our lives daily, but we are ignorant of these things. That's why we don't see it as problems. Now, let's go back to number two now. The number two problem now is electricity. Bad supply of electricity. Poor supply. Let me use the word poor supply. Dark out all the time. When there is total blackout. Do you understand? When there is total blackout, no constant electricity, no backup. Do you understand? When there is no electricity now, when you don't have electricity in your house, when there is no electricity, you notice that you buy fuel. It's either you buy fuel or you install solar panel, inverter. Sorry, you install inverter in your house. What if you don't have money for all those things? It now becomes a problem, and it's now related to politics now. Do you understand? Because if the government find a way to tackle this thing, it won't affect you as a person now. So electricity again is a problem. Poor supply of electricity is a problem, and it affects our daily lives. Let's assume you're a content creator now and you want to use light for a video that might not even pay you up to $10, and you buy fuel of let's say $15, and you made that video and did not even give you up to $2. Come on, let's tell ourselves the truth. We are not moving forward and it's affecting us. Do you understand? So that's how poor supply of electricity affects our life daily. Do you understand? Then now, bad economy policy. Bad economy policy. That's number 4, I think. Number 3. Bad economy policy. Only bad economy policy alone can affect small business owners. If you are a small business owner, it affects you. This bad economy policy has to do with your job and your small business you are doing. Do we understand? In Nigeria now, it's who you know. It's who you know. If you're looking for a job now, if you don't know anybody, you won't even get the job. That's one thing you should know. So it's about who you know. If you don't know anybody, you cannot even get job in Nigeria. It depends. If you are lucky and God decides to do it for you, fine. But I want us to understand that you have to know somebody before you become somebody in Nigeria. So this affects our businesses. Do you understand? Because even if you have a business today and you don't have grants, you don't get you don't get support from the government, your business will not go. Even the small business you are doing, if you don't have somebody that will patronize you, like a big person from the government that is going to maybe use you and buy goods from you and maybe sell to people for his own humanitarian work. If you are depending on little things people buy, you can never get there. Do you understand? Then let's look at money inflation. The way Nigeria, that's number 4, the way Nigeria are borrowing money in this country, it's making the naira to reduce value. Do you understand? And the moment naira is reducing value, everything is going up again. Even the food you eat, because they import most of these things. Do you understand? So these are the problems. Are you with me? Then let's look at health and education. Underfunded hospitals and schools. The government give us poor hospitals, poor education, because if you go to some hospitals now, some public hospitals, not private hospitals, if you go to some public hospitals now, you get to notice that you go to some hospitals where you ask for drugs, they tell you they don't have drugs. I personally, I went to a hospital, a specialist in my town here in Akwanga. I went to a specialist there when I was sick, and I asked I think the receptionist there. I was like, I'm here, I'm sick. I actually want to. I need somebody to attend to me. She now told me that the person issuing a card to patients is not around. I should wait till the person return. So I was like, I have to wait for somebody that is giving out card to return before they will attend to me. So I was like, what's the meaning of this? Immediately she said that I didn't wait again. I just said, you are not serious. I said, you people are not serious. And I left. Is because that was something I could not accommodate. I can't wait. I was feeling sick, and you're telling me to wait for somebody that's giving out card to come back before you people attend to me. That's crazy. So, and you now see the issue of schools now. You get to see that they say free education in some places. Education is not free. You go to primary school where you see they pay teachers, but the teachers don't come. Sometimes it's not actually the teachers' fault because they don't pay them as expected. You go to school, you see children sitting on the floor. The environment is not conducive for them. These are political problems that affect us daily. Do you understand? So these things affect us daily, but we're just ignorant of these things. We don't know. Let me tell you number 1 solution to this problem now, because it's like I made that video and it was not clear and you don't understand very well. Let me tell you one problem that's affecting us now. You see, sorry, I'm going to the solution now. I've finished listing the problems. I'm trying to give you the solutions now. Do you understand? So the number 1 solution now is for you to vote wisely. Vote for a candidate you know that can deliver. That is number 1 solution. Vote for somebody you know that is capable, not because he share money for you people and people decided to vote for this person. No. Vote wisely. Vote with your head. Vote because you know this person can give you what you want. That is number 1 problem. Number 1 solution. That's number one solution. Then number two here is to get involved in politics locally. It's for you as a person to get, that's number two solution, to get involved in politics locally. You have to get involved in politics locally. Let me explain why. You have to contest for councillor in your place so that you can control your own environment. You contest for chairman in your local government to control the local government, make road, do road, ask questions. Why didn't they do this road? Why didn't they do that one? Contest for House of Assembly. Get into the politics. Don't say you don't have the money and call people to come. You go and call people to contest. You as a person, go and contest. That's why we say you should get involved in politics locally. Do you understand? I'm not going to edit this video. I'm not going to edit this video so that maybe you understand better. Do you understand? So you get involved locally. Then number three is to know your rights. That's where civic education in school now is very important. That's where civic education comes in. You have to know your right as a citizen of a country. You have to know your rights as a citizen of that country, because the moment you don't know your rights, even if police catch you for something you did not do, your problem is for them to release you, and you are scared. You are just scared of everything. Even if they catch you and you are still not at fault, you submit yourself. Why? Because you don't know your right. But if you know your right, you start to question, why is the budget like this? Why is these things like this? Know your right as a citizen. Know your right. Any country you are at all, as a citizen, you have to know your right. Once you know your right, you'll be able to defend whatever thing that comes your way. And nobody is going to use you and tell you things you're doing are not right. No. Know your right as a citizen of a country. Know your right. Know your right. You see, YouTube is my full-time job, so I have every time to come here and explain anything I want to explain. This is my full-time job. Do you understand? I give YouTube my time, so you have to know your right. I'm ready to answer any question or talk about anything anybody is asking me. Do you understand? So you have to know your right as a citizen. That's the only way you can tackle. I just brought three solutions that are key three solutions to these problems. So if you're not able to do all these things, you continue being in bondage. They will tie you down in one place and you cannot do anything. You'll be suffering forever. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So these are the solutions to all these problems I've mentioned. Let's try to use our head. Let's vote wisely. Let's know our rights. Let's get involved in politics locally.